Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're going to do a second test of the Savage Axis II and 6.5 Creedmoor with the Bushnell 3x9 scope. Now in my initial test, a lot of you have taken me to task, some of it legitimately, some of it I would say, please go back and watch the video again. But what we've done is, I have my friend Matt here. He has purchased a 6.5 Axis II and taken it out of the box, and we're going to go over it by the numbers and do the test over again, addressing some of the concerns people had, but showing him going through the process of getting his rifle zeroed and see if we have the exact same issues I had, and to see if some of my solutions were in fact correct. Alright, first thing, when you get your rifle, check how everything fits. They say, and I have talked to a Savage rep at SHOT Show, that these are sighted in at the factory before they sent out. My experience has been somewhat different, and this will be the fifth one of these rifles that I have helped zeroed in. So check your rings. First thing, down here on your scope, make sure these are tight. One of the rifles we took out of the box, the scope fell off while we were taking it out. Every other time we fired, it's loosened up. Make sure those are down snug. Not so snug you obviously snap the bolt heads off, but that they're snug and not going to come off under recoil. Next step, on your scope rings themselves, tighten these down and Loctite them. When we tighten these down, one ring, this one, we got 1/4 of a turn. This ring over here, we got 1.5 turns almost. These were about 1/2 turn each. So if you don't tighten these down, the scope is going to start turning under recoil and making all your zeroing efforts for naught. And as you can see here, we have a Harris type bipod mounted. This is the only addition to the rifle from how it comes out of the box. A bipod was added. You do not get a bipod from Savage when you get this rifle, which I can understand why they don't, because this is a budget rifle, but man, that would really put it over the top if they did give you one. Now, we're here at the range. Downrange, we have sight-in targets way down there at 100 meters. We are going to just fire the first shots out of this rifle. We have no idea where it's going to hit. So based on my previous experience, these first 4 shots could yield nothing of a result. For those of you that are interested, Matt is loading up his rifle with 4 rounds of 6.5 Creedmoor Hornady 140 grain. So that's what we're using for this sight-in test, and Matt's decided that that's going to be his main round he's going to use should we get good groupings. Okay, this will be the first 4 shots just to see where we get hits. Alright, 4 shots. Let's go down and check them. Alright, well, we're going to address one of the first concerns from the last video is I never showed the shot groups. And that was a fair criticism, so we're definitely making up for that. And as you can see here, we have a clean target. So for a rifle that supposedly has a scope, bore-sighted from the factory, at 100 yards, we're not even hitting paper. Not only are we not hitting the sight-in target, we're not even hitting the IPSC target that it's stapled to. So we're going to move up to the 50-yard line and see if we can get on paper there. Alright, so we're at the 50-yard line. Matt's not got the most stable shooting position, but that's not really the purpose of this series of shots. This series, we're just going to see if we can get on paper to figure out what kind of gross adjustment and what a direction we need to make it in. I know where I'm hitting now. Alright, so we got a result that time. And elevation wise, we're pretty much just about where we need to be. But look where we are with our windage. So we got 2 shots out of 4 just barely tagging the far right edge of the target. So this scope is off massively. We're going to have to come at least 7 to 8 inches right at a minimum. So we're going to go dial that onto the scope, move back to 100 yards, and see what we get. All right. Well, the scope is well marked in the fact that it tells you 1 click equals a quarter MOA at 100 yards. So as we just saw, we're 8 inches off. So we've got to come 32 clicks just to be able to get this, hopefully, center mass on the target. So we're going to go ahead, put those 32 clicks of left windage on, and show you the results. Okay, up to this point, we have put 8 rounds through the rifle. We have added on the 32 clicks of left windage. Matt's aiming in, and we're going to see what this 4-shot group gets us. By our last results, we should be pretty close on elevation, but now we're going to see if our windage application solves the problem. Okay, we got a very interesting result here. We went ahead and clicked on 32 clicks. You know, quarter MOA at 100 yards is a quarter of an inch. So every 4 clicks should be an inch. We should have clicked on 8 inches of left windage. Yet, here's our shot group from the last one. We're assuming number 4 was right here. Not the greatest group in the world, but it didn't move over at all that much. Which, you know, take into account, it's a budget scope. You know, on budget scopes, what they say a click is not always what it is. So we're going to go back, we're going to put on another 32 clicks and just see what happens. Okay, here we go, put on a second 32 clicks, see what result we get. Alright, we put on those clicks. Matt's going to aim in, take his next set of 4 shots. So this will be shots 13 through 16. Alright, and there you have it. There was that group. It's not the world's greatest group ever. We have about a 3-inch spread right there, and right there as well. But the 3x3 group, definitely I'm going to blame this on the shooter, because the ammo is well capable of better, and so is the rifle. But, so, we put 2 adjustments on this scope. The first one went from here to here, 32 clicks. Second 32 clicks went to here. In theory, it should be over here. So what does this tell you? Well, the rifle's good, the scope, you're getting what you pay for. Alright, so what's happening now? You saw the last group. We don't think we need to make any adjustments on the scope. Matt's going to fire a confirmation group, see if he can do a little better on his end and tighten that up a bit. And then we'll see if we need to make any adjustments on the scope. So this will be shot 17 through 20. Okay, well, the confirmation group was interesting. So our previous group was here, and our new group is here. Alright, so what does this teach us? Well, a little bit more applying of the fundamentals. The group size decreased by 1 inch. So now we're running about a 2-inch group. Matt says he knows he pulled one bad. We're going to assume that's that one because the rest of them are vertical stringed right here. And with the center of the group being here, we need to come up 1 inch and over about 1.5 inches. So up 4 clicks and left 6 clicks. Okay, so we've gone ahead and put on a finer adjustment. We went up 4, we went left 6. Now Matt's going to fire rounds 21 through 24 and see what if that does move him into the center bullseye of this sight and target. Now here we have an interesting result. We clearly moved the group to the center, so the 6 left that we put on there was exactly the right thing, but we went down 1 inch. Now, only one of 2 possible things could have happened here. One, shooter error in the fact that when I dialed this on the scope for him, I turned the knob in the wrong direction. I don't believe I did, but that's a thing that happened. Or it could have been like what we had over here, where we put on 32 clicks and it barely moved the group and stuff. What we might have had is we turned the dial and just nothing happened. So we're going to go back, we're going to put another 4 clicks of elevation on, and we're going to see what result we get. Okay, so we got a weird result. We think now as I look actually at the dial, we did turn in the correct direction. So we're going to put another 4 clicks on, and one of 2 things should happen. You know, it should go back up, and then we need to go another 4 beyond that, or it should go right into where it needs to be. So here we go, 4 clicks up. Now, one of the things to say about the clicks, I don't know if it's coming out on camera. They are audible. You can hear them at an arm's length away. So that is a nice plus to this, that the clicks are easy to detect. All right, shots 25 through 28 to go ahead and see if our sight adjustment is now on target. All right, and there we are. That 4 clicks did the trick. So there we are. We're hitting in the bull. The group came up. Probably still running right in the 2-inch range. I believe the rifle and the ammo can do better. And as we can see here from these groups, they're getting smaller. So that means as our shooter gets more familiarization with the rifle, the group size will get smaller as well. So this rifle is zeroed. We did it in 28 rounds, which was the exact same round count in my previous video. Alright, so 28 rounds later, Matt's rifle is zeroed. That's the same result I had with mine. And this is the 5th rifle I've helped people zero, and that's the same result I've had, 24 to 28 rounds to get it zeroed, choosing 4-shot strings. The rifle is good. It's an excellent rifle for the price. The scope that you get with it, for the price that you pay, and last I saw, people were paying under $500 for a rifle scope combination in 6.5 Creedmoor, that you can't beat that. It's a great deal. And take in mind about this optics, you saw there were problems with the adjustments. 1 click does not equal a quarter MOA. Sometimes several clicks does nothing to move it. That being said, this rifle, this ammo combination, this scope is superior to what Carlos Hathcock and Vasily Zaitsev had to set their legends with. So, are you getting a good deal? Absolutely, in my opinion. Matt, in your opinion, what do you think? Did you get your money's worth out of this rifle?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, for me, is a good starting rifle. I have probably less than 200 rounds in a precision rifle in general for my history. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, you can attribute some of the issues that we had in terms of grouping definitely to my shooting. But other than that, I think honestly it was a great rifle. Shooting it at 28 rounds and getting on bullseye, it was fun. It's a great, fun rifle to shoot. So I'd highly recommend it. I'd definitely get another one.
Excellent. And I would say, don't be too harsh on Matt and his groupings and stuff. He took the rifle out of the box. You're seeing the first shots the man's ever fired with the rifle. He's not familiar with it. He's not used to the trigger. As you saw him going through this progression, the group size started to shrink. And I really think when he's got a few hundred rounds to this rifle, he'll be getting MOA groups without any issue. He's using high quality Hornady ammunition that is well capable of MOA groups. Anything else you'd like to add, Matt?
No, just it was a good rifle. I enjoyed shooting it, and I would absolutely recommend anybody who wants to get into more of a potentially, I'll call it entry level, but good shooting rifle. It's you really can't beat it for the price.
Excellent.
Awesome, thank
We'd
you.
like to thank everybody for tuning in today. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future rifle test videos.